two questions I saw. One, why doesn't Tate Martell play at quarterback? Because he's not good, and Jaron Williams just set Miami records and tied an ACC record. He doesn't. Tate Martell, he does not fit the offense that Dan Enos wants to run. I would fully expect him to take his talents elsewhere after this season. To be perfectly honest, you don't play him because he needs a spread offense. That's where he cooks. You know what I mean? You're not going to change up the scheme. Manny Diaz said, look, we're not running a spread. We're running what we run, power run, deep throws, and things like that. That doesn't fit Tate Martell's skill set. And both Jaron Williams and N'Kosi Perry are better than him and at what we do in this offense. So what are we talking about? The next one on the screen from Thomas Towns, talking about chances with Jalen Knighton, the running back from Deerfield Beach High School, to maybe come to Miami. There's plenty of smoke here, to your question. National recruiting writers lots of them are putting in predictions that he's going to pick Miami. Andrew Ivins from Inside the UN 247 Sports has up a thing today talking about why he switched his pick to Jalen Knighton turning in or committing to Miami in the probably near future. And Miami wants two running backs in this class. You have the best running back in the state of Florida in Donald Chaney Jr. from Belen Jesuit already committed, and he's locked in to be an early enrollee. You're trying to add more talent with that. And like I've said, Miami's pretty much tried to get two running backs in each class for the last 5 years, and that hasn't come to fruition. Well, except for 2 years ago when you got Cam Harris and Lorenzo Lingard. Other than that, you've been playing catch up just because you've had one guy a year. You've had some guys leave. You had some guys injured, things of that nature. But yeah, this is another year where Miami's looking to bring in two running backs, and Jalen Knighton is a very, very, very good player. He's an All-American from Deerfield Beach. Fun fact, that's where my first job was out of college, at Deerfield Beach High School. And it has been a program that Miami has struggled to recruit from recently. If you go back in the day, almost 18, 19 years, Derek Crudup went to Miami from Deerfield Beach, and then it's been lots of nothing. Jerry Judy transferred over there for his senior year, didn't get him. Caven Riley Ridley, they called him now. He transferred over from Monarch as well, didn't get him. And there's been plenty of other guys, even Jason Strobridge, the defensive end from North Carolina, you didn't get him. And he was like a 3-star guy. So yeah, you miss on a lot of Deerfield guys. You get Xavier Restrepo, who's really an Aquinas guy because he committed when it was early this season. But he was at Aquinas for 3 years before he transferred to Deerfield, because Deerfield still has good academics and allows you to enroll early, whereas Aquinas does not. So you get Xavier Restrepo, but he's not necessarily a Deerfield kid from Deerfield Beach, like that. But Jalen Knighton is. So getting him would be a big, big win. And obviously, or before, I don't even know if I said it, but he was committed to Florida State and decommitted after they fired Willie Taggart because, that program up in Tallahassee is a dumpster fire. But that dumpster fire is putting up plenty of smoke that Jalen Knighton's going to take his talents to Coral Gables, which has engendered or started a big conversation on social media, because there's a lot of people who want Henry Parrish from Miami Columbus to be the number 2 running back in this class. But you got Knighton. If you're getting Jalen Knighton, there's no room for Henry Parrish. And Henry Parrish is good. He's committed to Pittsburgh. He's going to go and have a pretty good career there and everything. He's going to get to play against Miami 4 times so he can try to prove and show why, we missed on him or what happened and everything. But, to me, if you got to pick one of those two, I'm picking Jalen Knighton because he can score from anywhere. And again, I'm not saying that Henry Parrish is bad. I will take Henry Parrish any day of the week. I would. But if I had to choose, I'm going to choose Jalen Knighton. And that seems to be what Miami is doing. So we'll see.
We've got John Wilbur on the line asking about a legit chance at offensive line prospect Chris Morris, the A&M commit.
Yeah, this is interesting because over the summer at the opening regional, I forget which one, I think it was Atlanta, Chris Morris went and was in attendance, and he spoke to Bud Elliott from SB Nation, now Banner Society, the national recruiting analyst, and he said, okay, give me your top 5 schools. Morris then named his schools or whatever. Excuse me. And then Bud asked him open-ended, and I got the audio from Bud Elliott, so I heard it myself. He said, hey, who's a team that you have not heard from that you want to hear from? And Chris Morris literally goes, Miami. That's who. That offer will be a game changer. It's the Hurricanes, and he waxes poetic about it. Miami did not offer him for a long time after that, but finally did. But he's committed to Texas A&M and Jimbo Fisher. Chris Morris is from West Memphis, Arkansas. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing. Hopefully, we'll see if there can be any traction. But going back in through the summer, and obviously, he was talking about Miami in such glowing terms. There's a connection from his youth and things like that. So, I don't know, maybe. But at this point, it's been reported by Andrew Ivins, again, that will probably drop Antonio Smith from Ocala Vanguard from the offensive line, from this recruiting class. So Miami needs 2 offensive lineman additions to this class. And Chris Morris is one of the ones who could be one of the better ones. He's about 6'4", 290, plays tackle in high school, probably profiles more as a guard, but you could also leave him at tackle because he has long arms, or long enough arms to have that length to push people away on the outside. So I don't know how feasible it is right now. We'll see if any visits are scheduled with Chris Morris in Miami, but we'll see.
Ray Sandler's asking about quarterback commits in the pipeline, or possibilities for 2020, possibly 2021.
Yeah, it's more for 2021. Miami's locked in with Tyler Van Dyke for 2020. Congratulations to him. Led his high school team to an undefeated state championship season. Had like 22 touchdowns and 5 interceptions or something like that, and just over 2,000 yards. So, I mean, he's a big, strong kid, 6'4", 215, and can throw the ball. The first play of his huddle highlights, he flicks a wrist and throws it about 65 yards in the air. So that's pretty awesome. In 2021, it's going to be interesting because the number 1 target at quarterback was Jake Garcia from California. And then he ended up committing to USC after Bryce Young in this class flipped to Alabama. So USC is trying to do the thing that you always do, or often do with quarterbacks, where you lock them in as juniors and then try to keep them committed through their junior and senior seasons. But Miami is still in contact with Jake Garcia, and there's going to be plenty more names, especially at quarterback, that are going to pop up just because, recruiting rule number 1, like I said, in the recruiting rules, is you have to have a quarterback every year. And, I said, I anticipate it, even if it's not Tate Martell, there's going to be somebody who leaves this quarterback room. So whether that's Tate or whether it's Kosi, the group is going to change. Hey, maybe it's even Peyton Matoka, who sees the writing on the wall, and he's already been recruited over once, maybe twice, directly after he gets on campus. Who knows? But yeah, I think that there's going to be shuffling at the quarterback position because that always happens. And, when you recruit quarterbacks every year, then you automatically have a contingency plan built in for the future. So whether it's Jake Garcia, whether it's any other names, and, in this junior for 2021, these kids are juniors coming into the end of their junior seasons, that off season, moving into senior year. That's when guys really start to develop and come into high focus and things. So, you do have some of those names that are known, but there's some unknown names who maybe sat behind a guy for a couple of years who's now playing college football, has a scholarship as a freshman somewhere else, and now they're stepping into the spotlight and then being able to prove themselves. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with recruiting, but that's at the quarterback position. But yeah, there's always shuffling going on, always names that are going to pop up.